What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. The last video today before the new iPhone 11 announcements, we're just gonna look at the iPhone XS Max and see how it holds up 1 year later. Now I did the same exact video for the iPhone XS and I was just going to make them in one video, but I feel like with the iPhone XS Max, it's pretty much its own league, and I think the XS Max was a bigger upgrade than the original smaller XS. So before looking at the iPhone 11s and everything that I'm going to be talking about tomorrow and probably for the next year or two, I want to look at the legacy of the iPhone XS Max. I mean, it's only a year old. It's still a very capable phone. I mean, just because the new iPhones are coming out doesn't mean these iPhones are worth less. I mean, technically they are, but it's not like these are way worse or anything like that. Now, a lot of that I'm going to say in this video I've already pretty much said, but I look at every single iPhone and basically every year that the iPhone goes in its life cycle, I honestly think as long as it's fast enough, it gets better and better every single year, and I think the XS Max is a perfect example. So with this iPhone, it's getting iOS 13. I've been running the beta on it for a minute, and iOS 13 is a much bigger upgrade than iOS 12 was, so you're going to be getting a lot of those cool little features, but on top of that, iOS 14 should be coming out pretty soon, obviously in a year, but we're going to start getting the betas by June of next year, and apparently iOS 14 is supposed to be a pretty big upgrade as well, but that's kind of in the future. We'll talk about that in a minute. But with iOS 13, we have dark mode, we have all those cool little things that iOS 13 is bringing with, so this phone is going to be supporting all those things, which is super cool. So the software wise, it's gotten a huge update in terms of that. However, in terms of hardware, nothing has changed. I mean, obviously, like I said in the other one, it's not going to grow a camera. It's not going to get a bigger battery out of nowhere or anything. But I think for the time being and for what it is, it's still a very, very good phone still. And I said this in the last video too, but in terms of hardware, maybe they could have done better. But with the iPhone XS Max, because it does have that bigger screen, I like it a lot. It has the bigger battery as well. And a lot of people are going to say whatever, but I think the XS Max is a pretty decent upgrade coming from an iPhone 10 or something like that. Of course, you're getting that bigger screen and everything, but maybe they could have done more. When you look at the Note 10 and the OnePlus 7 Pro, with that 90Hz refresh rate with the OnePlus 7 Pro, or the reverse wireless charging with the Note 10, I don't know, maybe Apple could have done something better with the iPhone XS Max, but with the iPhone 11 and 11 Pro and Pro Max, they're supposed to be bringing a lot of cool features with that, so I'm not going to dog on Apple too much. Maybe I should dog on the XS Max a little bit like I did with the XS, but overall, I like the iPhone XS Max. In terms of the hardware, I feel like they could have done better, but at the end of the day, it's okay. And like I said, I mean, I would have probably bashed it a little bit more, but technically speaking, it is its first of its league in the iPhone series. It's currently right now, before the iPhone 11 comes out, it's still the biggest iPhone being sold by Apple in terms of screen size. So I think it brings something to the table, a little bit different. For a lot of people, they might like that bigger screen size, so that is a really cool thing for them. Also, on top of that, there were no crazy hardware failures or anything with the iPhone XS Max. If you guys remember, with the iPhone 6 Plus, that was the biggest iPhone at the time, and the iPhone that really, really got a lot of people's attention, and that had a huge hardware failure with Bendgate and everything. So with this one, we didn't see that. Thankfully, Apple went ahead and did that big screen again, and we didn't really see anything crazy. I mean, there were some screen issues here and there, but that wasn't as far as widespread as Bendgate was, so ultimately, I think that was a really, really cool thing. Now, looking at a whole year later in terms of the price, so brand new, this thing started off at $1,100, so you can still go to the Apple Store and pick it up. However, I would really recommend you guys not to pick up an iPhone XS Max, either brand new or used, because once the iPhone 11 comes out, those prices in the used market are going to go down a lot. Now, Apple is probably not going to be selling the iPhone XS Max once the iPhone 11 comes out. However, the iPhone 11 Max or 11 Pro Max, whatever they're going to call it, that will probably end up staying the same price. So if you guys wait a couple weeks, you can go and pick up an iPhone Pro Max for the same price as an iPhone XS Max. So the iPhone 11 will cost the same price as this one pretty much. In the used market though, right now you can probably pick up a XS Max around the $750 to $800 price tag. However, my predictions, once the iPhone 11 is released in the Apple Store, so I'm saying late September, early October, you can probably end up picking up an iPhone XS Max in the used market for around $600 to $700, around the same price of a XS, but just a little bit more expensive. I've seen that the XS Max has appreciated more than the XS, which is kind of weird. I wasn't expecting that, but overall, I think the iPhone XS Max, just like the iPhone XS, is a very, very safe phone. I think if you don't care about size, then the 10 is probably the best value per its dollar, because that's probably going to go down to $400 once the iPhone 11 comes out. But I still think the iPhone XS Max, even a whole year later, is still worth it. It's only getting better and better with age. So that's pretty much how the iPhone XS Max is holding up right now. So if you have any questions or anything, if you have some experience with the XS Max, let me know in the comment section below. But hit that like button, that'll mean so much. But definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.